Discovery, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the ABC News portion of the event. Please stand by for a voice check from the Challenger Learning Center of Alaska.
Discovery, this is the Challenger Learning Center in Kenai, Alaska. How do you hear me?
No. Okay, go ahead with your first question. For Bill.
For Bill. You have flown many aircraft in your career, starting with float planes, and now you are flying Space Shuttle Discovery. What is the best thing about flying the Space Shuttle and being in space?
Well, there's a lot of good things about being up in space. Floating around's fun, but you have to display things because they tend to float off also. The views are spectacular. It's just incredible. In the first 20 minutes I was up here, I saw lights from cities, I saw thunderstorms from above, and I saw a beautiful sunrise. So it was absolutely incredible. And then just the people that I work with, both up here on the shuttle and down on the ground, are just an incredible team, and I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Okay. For Robert.
For Robert, what colors do you see on Earth from space?
The colors we see on Earth are absolutely spectacular. The bluest blues you've ever seen, the dark green of the Amazon rainforest, the browns and reds and golds of all the deserts on the Earth, and also the white ice of the polar regions. It's an absolutely beautiful sight, and I hope more people get to see it in the future.
For Krister, how does microgravity affect the growth of plants, and are there any growing on the space station now?
Yeah, you do a lot of experiments on ISS to see how they grow, and it turns out that the roots, they don't really find their way, because the roots, through some senses, gets pulled down by gravity, and we don't have microgravity, we don't have the gravity up in the space station, so they may go in any direction. And right now we do not have any experiments going on there, but they will be coming more soon.
For Mark, what has been the most exciting and the most difficult parts of your mission so far?
I think the most exciting part of a space mission is just watching as an entire team from the people up here on orbit and the people on the planet who are working together to bring a very complicated mission together successfully, and that's what we were able to do, and it was very exciting to be a part of that. The most difficult part is sometimes actually watching other people do their jobs and wishing that you could do something to help out, but you can't, like when we were doing the spacewalks to fix that solar array that wouldn't fold up as well as we would have liked. It was great to watch the folks that were outside and inside working, but it was a little frustrating to not really be able to play an active part.
For Joan, what is the most amazing thing you've done in space?
The most amazing thing I think I've done in space was to operate the robotic arm on the space station. We got to do the tasks that we were supposed to do, and we got to do some things that we had not trained for, as in the last spacewalk where we were moving Robert, our beamer, all around the solar array so that he could fix that and we can get that retracted.
For Nicholas, what do you mostly eat in space?
Well, we eat the same kinds of things in space that we eat on the ground. We drink a lot, and what's interesting isn't what we eat and drink, it's how we eat and drink them. Everything tends to float away, so if you want to have a drink, you can't put it in a glass. You have to have a drink in a packet like this. Here is some apple cider that just floated away, making my point very nicely.
Say it nice enough. For Thomas, after coming back from space, how long before you can walk regularly and feel normal?
You know, I hope that doesn't take too long. Maybe within 3-4 days. I hope not more. You know, I trained a lot and very hard on the space station to minimize this time that I can feel normal and walk and hopefully start jogging again. So I'm very curious how much time it will actually take. I can compare that to my previous flight, where it was about a week that it took me to feel almost normal, and I hope this will be a little bit less now.
For Bill, what do you do if a medical emergency happens while you're in orbit?
That's an excellent question. The commander and myself were what's known as the crew medical officers. So we bring certain training that we've had and a lot of medical equipment on board with us, and we can handle anything from a minor cut to maybe even having to open an airway if one got blocked. So it's kind of like being a paramedic in a lot of ways. We can handle emergencies to stabilize somebody, and if we had to, get them back home in a timely manner to get them help back on Earth.
For Bill, what is the first plane you ever learned to fly?
It was a Schweitzer 233, a glider. I flew it when I was in the Silver Air Patrol, actually up there in Alaska, but we were in Hawaii when I flew it, but it was with the Alaska Silver Air Patrol, and I had just turned 14 at the time when I soloed.
Okay. What kind of food do you eat in space?
We do on Earth, they just have to be packaged carefully so that they don't float away. We also get to bring some treats. Everybody's brought a little bit of food that they like. Christopher has brought some Swedish food. There you go, Jenny. And I brought some of my mother's marmalade, and we had some special food made for us. So really, anything that we like, you can eat.
Hey, good catch. The Challenger Center here in Kenai and the whole state of Alaska would like to congratulate you, the crew of Discovery, on your very successful mission. And we especially want to say thank you to Billy O, our own astronaut.
Thank you. It's been great talking to you. One quick thing. About 2 nights ago, I did see Anchorage for the first time from space. We've been passing over that way at night. Haven't had the opportunity to see it out the flight deck, but about 2 nights ago, it's all the way from Kodiak up to Wasilla. It was a beautiful sight.
Discovery, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
And thank you, CNN, ABC News, and the Challenger Learning Center of Alaska.
And thank you, CNN, ABC News, and the Challenger Learning Center of Alaska. Discovery, we're now returning to operational comm.